Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to you. It's Gino's Spot. And this will, of course, will be broadcast on Christmas Day as well. For those of you who missed it today, we have Colin Lyall on the show a little bit later. Welcome to Gino's Spot. Welcome indeed to this in the Eastern Cape. We are proudly Eastern Cape with the show. So make sure that you always log on and see what's going on in our area. And then by Eastern Cape, I mean Gqeberha and PE and Uitenhage and Kariga and Klonke and what was it, Makanda, and the whole area, all these little places. The Eastern Cape has got a special vibe, and I love that. And I've got so much hope for the Eastern Cape as well. We are gonna be the trailblazer of South African provinces, indeed. All right, so I hope that you're ready. Have got a little drink together. We need to thank our sponsors, of course, Fitch and Leeds. Thank you, Fitch and Leeds. Thank you so much. And Spa, who have been supporting us from the very beginning. Jane McKinnon. Oh, that's Colin's sister. Colin's sister's on. We've been waiting for this day, have you? Oh, good. Well, you'll get to see him live. Jane said you can put comments on and say, Colin, you look like hell. What have you been doing? How much have you been drinking? Or whatever. You can put up the comments. Give me some comments. In fact, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what you're drinking. I've got a little, we decided to pour a little Fitch and Leeds. It's called a cheeky cranberry, which we quite like these days. And we've got, of course, a little bit of gin. We've got some punters here today that we got from Keith, our guest the last show we had was Keith Clark. And Keith has sent us a little bit of Spartacus gin. And we've got even some brandy, some 1906 brandy, because it's been sitting in there since 1906. Pre-First World War, Spartacus, and of course the punters. Thank you to Keith for supporting us as well. And then, oh, there we go. Look at that. It's a little punters. It's got like one of those cucumber vibes. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. And then, of course, Fat Cats have given us a little bit of food too. Thank you, Grace from Fat Cats. Lovely food. We've chowed it all just about before the show even started because we were hungry, and it's been fantastic. Look at all those yummy things. Look at all those yummy things. She's fantastic. She does corporate events and all sorts of things. So support local people. I assume you just have another little bit of punters. Ladies and gentlemen, of course we and we're going to start off with a song. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're doing, and let me sing your comments. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas. That's why I got my Christmas outfit. Check it out. There we go. All right, there we go. With a Christmas song. Gary's just got a whole bunch of songs we're going to do. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know. We're going to start here somewhere. I said, hello there, Brian Wilkinson. A good evening, Gino. Have a blessed Christmas from the bottom of your heart. That's it. And that's it. Oh, there we go. There's another song coming. Now I must pick them up. Yvette Guild, she's with Hill and Dale Wines, and Wendy Thompson says Merry Christmas to you and Gary. How's it, Brendan Kelly? Watching from Miramar for a change tonight. You're not traveling. Oh, there we go. No soap and sleigh. But Vetball Gale there, Hill and Dame Muller Rose, all the way from Charlo, all the way there, right past Warmer-Park, Camilla Ellis. Ha, blessed Christmas to you. Hi, Gino, have a blessed Christmas from Donnell Goldberg, how's it all the way? Sue Condi Stevenson, watching from Josie, that must be one of Colin Lyall's friends. Alistair Gillis played with the Matfolk Club. Brian Wilkinson from the Boardwalk. You're all here tonight, and we having some fun. Here we go. Wendy Swannell, Gino, full of Christmas spirit. I see, yes, that's right. I've got some here. Little bit of gin, bit of brandy, Jane McKinnon. Happy Christmas, guys, she says. Oh, let's go. Everyone's online tonight. Fantastic. Welcome to Gino's Spot, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fun tonight. I think we're going to have a bit of fun tonight. Indeed, we're having a little bit of Christmas spirit tonight, and with that, we are going to introduce something new. I feel we do a little bit of an advert for Fitch and Leeds as well. We have Fitch and Leeds, of course, have been supporting us since the beginning as well as Spa, and we're very thankful to them. I think we're just going to play a little bit of advert tonight. How about that? Let's see if we can do it.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tipple, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
There we go. Great fruit tonic. I like that one. And this one is the cheeky cranberry indeed. And we wrote that little ditty for them. I think it's quite nice, quite catchy, If you watch the show enough times, it'll be emblazoned into your brain, just like Boney M is at the moment with when you walk into Spa. Mary Gillis, how's it? How do you do it? Yes, what spirit? There's lots of spirits here. How do you do it? Indeed, I just, you just pour it in and then you drink it, Mary. And then I see Sue battling with the feed. Sue, that might be your internet. Our one is going well here. So move closer to your router, Sue Stevenson, or plug it into your router. Even better, because that gives you a nice stable feed. YouTube also works nicely. And if your kids are playing TV games, kick them off. That's the way to do it. Kick those bastards off. All right, so what we have today also is a Christmas, getting in the Christmas spirit. I was involved in a project with Andre Strydom, who is our center stage Bee Gees dude. And and he's of course, him and Karen sing together. His daughter, his lovely daughter, and they have written a song called Christmas Day, which has been released now just recently. In fact, Algoa FM has now playlisted it, which is fantastic because it's just such a lovely Christmas song, and we're going to give it a bit of a play. But before we do that, we're going to invite Andre onto the screen to say, "How's it, Andre?" Oh, you I think you've muted your mic there, Andre. Oh, there we go. You go. You're in. We're in.
It should be on now.
It's on. It's on now. It's on. I like your Father Christmas. What you got going on there?
What do you mean? I'm checking. I've got my ears. I've got my whole tutti frutti.
Ears as well. Everything's going here. Everything's on the go there. Is that a microphone that he's holding?
Gino, I can't speak closer to it, but yeah, he's just got me lined up here.
Well, Andre, it was really fun, and I mean, I know you've done quite a few projects with this with these songs, and you got the studio at your beck and call there, and it's so nice. Every now and again, I get a call from you. Hey, Gino, we're doing another song. Pull in, do some drums.
The worst is, if I was living in Johannesburg, I'd have to pay you a fortune. Yeah, I'll just ask your goodwill, please, to come and help us. This is Port Elizabeth.
You just ask at the right time of year. It's Christmas. And Wendy says she loves the Christmas song there.
Oh, Wendy, man, thanks so much. The whole idea of that song was yes, man, it came at such a good time, actually, when you consider the lockdown and so many people wanting to go home, to visit their families overseas and everything. Yeah. And this was all about family, Karen said to me, Dad, in the lyrics, make sure, just keep it about family, love, and that's it, and being together. But then to be able to call you and call on Hugo, and call on Fenlon Petit and Dave Opperman. I mean, yes, all the guys put into that song, and it was just bang.
Great news, guys. But it was amazing how it was sounding so terrible until I actually arrived and then played my drum part. And then once I'd done that, it was like
Michael. You glued it together. It was, once the drumming was nailed, then I think what the folks don't realize when we record, we try to get a good drum take down, and that took a couple of hours. Thank you, I wasn't paying you by the hour, but once you nailed it,
we got it.
We put the rest onto that, so to get a good drum take is vital. And if the folks listen to that song and they listen carefully, you're just stuck in the groove all the way, which is
I wasn't allowed to do anything fancy. I wasn't allowed to do anything fancy. I mean, tell us about the process with the song. How did you go about it?
Again, one of those things, on the way home from the hospital, I always only wake up once I start coming home. Then the joy comes back.
Yes.
And it was just this tune, man. It was just dee 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 dee. And how are we going to put something into that? And realizing the words have to be percussive as well, and speak.
Yes.
And then I called Hugo and I called Fenlon, and I had an idea about what was going on there, but I just wanted to see what would be knit the best. And we spent about 2 hours or so, fiddling, and we did the whole around the world in 80 days almost, in 80 minutes, and came back and said, you know what, the way it was structured is more or less about the best way, and which is always encouraging once they give their approval on the thing.
Yeah.
And then when I played it to you, and you said, Andre, you want to nail the drum track. That me, that made me realize we've got a very special song here. So thank you so much, Gino.
Very nice.
Really, thank you so much.
And it's interesting that you use the word knit it all together, because you are rather nitpicky with this stuff, I mean, if there's anybody in this world that's OCD, people, it's Andre. And so everything had to be absolutely perfect. Absolutely. There's no like room for error or whatever. You do it again, you do it again, you do it again until it's right.
Gino, you know what the thing is? Once you've recorded something, it lasts forever.
Yes.
That's it. It's done, and there's nothing worse than wanting to go back. That's it. Wanting to go fix on things, And even this one, when I listen to it, I'm thinking, oh, damn, perhaps we should have done that there or fixed that up there. You'll actually hear on a couple of the overdubs, there really are some questionable moments. But I thought, let's keep it real. That's what it's about. Let's
it's not about. There's no auto tune. There's no. It's all played in live, So because I know you like that.
Got to be auto,
and
if you've got to be auto tune, you must stay singing in the church choir, bro.
And you had a particularly beautiful voiced front singer as well. Main vocalist there.
I did, but we had to auto tune her.
You lie. Karen is just, she's just, she's like a flower, boing, blossoming flower. Amazing. She's always brings a vibe to whatever she does, and full of joy and full of life.
It's really lekker working with her, and for the folks who are listening in, and you don't even know this yet, but there's another song that's already virtually finished in terms of the rough idea and concept and wording. And we're going to get some of the other center stage girls in as well to vocal on this one. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Folks who watch out for this. Hopefully out somewhere around March or
Okay, March or so. Because you've definitely kept the center stage guys working as well, which is great. Doing something, doing projects, which is good during this lockdown.
No, it's been fun. It's been fun, it really has. And it's great to do a song. I mean, you could say it's opportunistic, but geez, when we started with the concept in May, that wasn't opportunistic. It sounded stupid, You're writing a Christmas song in May. Yeah. It's like
for Easter
time. So. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great, and it was released perfectly. I think it's come out on the radio at the right time, and it's a beautiful song. It really is. It's got a Christmassy feel, and also the kids at the end as well, or the children singing all the carols at the end, which is great. I love that too.
There were a few challenges around doing that, but you know what? We had to get the kiddies in, and those Christmas carols work at the end there. It really just brings the whole Christmas spirit in, right at the end. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun trying to keep them to get in the studio and not pull all the bloody sound acoustic boarding and stuff off. What a nightmare. Never record kids in the studio again.
They're quite noisy even off the mic, yes. But no, I think Gary has posted the YouTube link to most of the destinations, so you can click on it if you haven't seen it already, and the guys can have a listen, and it's absolutely lovely. We think we're going to play off with it here, Andre, but thank you for coming on to do that.
Thank you,
and
Merry Christmas to everyone.
We appreciate your work. Yes, and you too on the front line there. Have you had your booster jabs?
Jeez, man. Let's not talk about that. Lots of love, Gino.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you, Andre.
Bye.
Ciao, man. I see this. Just before you go, I noticed there's a picture of a naked lady there behind you. It's quite. I was trying to look, you know. At that, he quickly went off after that. You see that? He keeps that sort of smut on his walls. Classic. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting to be time to call in our special guest, Colin Lyall. So let's. Oh, we're first going to show the song. Of course, Gary's got the song queued up and ready. Oh, good. Okay, we're going to. This is the Christmas song, guys. They had a video done as well. I think it was Rebel Media that did the video as well. Ryan and the guys. So let's have a look.
Here to stay, warming day with darkness gone away. My window pane is raindrops racing down to the ground. It's glistening all around.
All the candles lit, reveal glowing light, changing hearts and new days in sight. Keep looking for a tree that's sparkling bright. Where little faces finding light, mom and dad still hugging tight. It's all the things a family ought to be.
Christmas Day, they say Santa's on his way. Got a wish from me to you, not feeling alone. Christmas Day, got my family here to stay. Let's open up our hearts and loving home. The smell of Christmas cooking fills the air. Everywhere, all Santa's in his chair. Even though I'm so accustomed to this place, every face heals my mind from empty space.
Now the word of love shines a glowing light into my heart just to get it right. Now my tree has changed its shape into a cross. There's a bigger gift flowing down to me, Bonnie, me and my family. There's a greater thing that's coming from its source.
Christmas Day, they say Santa's gone away. Got a wish from me to you, not feeling alone. Christmas Day, got my family here to stay. Let's open up our hearts and a loving home.
Shines a glowing light into my heart just to get it right. Now my tree has changed its shape into a cross. There's a bigger gift flowing down to me, Bonnie, me and my family. There's a greater thing that's coming from its source.
Christmas Day, they say Santa's gone away. Got a wish from me to you, not feeling alone. Let's open up our hearts in a loving home. Let's open up our hearts in a loving home. Yeah, let's open up our hearts in a loving home.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, we're loving that. We're loving that. Very nice Christmas song. Doesn't it put you just in that Christmas spirit? Eh? It does. It's got that whole vibe. It's got the so feel good things. Wendy Nelson can't wait from Kuwait. Oh, you can't wait from Kuwait. Oh, you're very poetic indeed. Ella Foster saying, loving it. Loving this tune. I enjoyed that as well. Brilliant Christmas. Thank you, Brian. I think so too. I think it's a bloody marvellous Christmas tune. And Wendy, yes, I wish you could see us all again. I know, we'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be back. It looks like Omicron is becoming a bit of a shuri. So we can, just get it and get it over with. That's what I say. Do it. But vaccinate yourself and make sure that you're as protected as possible. Indeed. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto our stage Mr. Colin Lyall. And we're in. Hello, Colin. Welcome to
Gino.
the show. Fantastic. Really so nice to have you on the show. For the change.
And good to be here.
Gary and I have spoken for ages about we like to get the musos on as well, because at least then there's a common thread.
Yeah.
But I think with you and I, there's more than just a common thread. We've known each other since I was, in fact, probably since I was born. In fact,
I think you were about 5 or 6.
Was I?
Which is sort of the same thing.
Yeah, I think pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been friends with my Uncle Greg. My Uncle Greg van Staden and you've
Yep.
been friends since, Clarendon Park?
Yeah, I think we were standard 2.
Standard
It's
2.
all grades now, but it means nothing to me.
You see,
standard 2.
At standard 2, I'm pretty sure it was around 1970. I was born in 1970. So if you were hanging around at my granny's place then, 101 Fordyce Road,
Yeah.
around then I would have been around.
Yeah, remember the babysitting incident?
Yes, there's been a couple of babysitting incidents. Now, Colin used to babysit me, actually, him and my uncle, but they were like, what are you, like 14, 15 or something? And,
Yeah, if that.
In the
12,
70s,
13.
in the 70s, the folks didn't really care who they left their kids with. And
Your folks weren't that fond of you.
No.
Yeah.
You know. I think there's a photo. In fact, I don't know if Gary's going to put some photos up a little later, but we'll get to those. And there's
So we lost that gig. Yeah, they came home. Your folks came home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And you and Marco and Greg and I were outside skateboarding
in Villiers Road.
Yeah, so
skateboarding in Villiers Road at 1 o'clock in the morning. And so no, look, my folks were pretty liberal.
they were, but
maybe they decided to err on the side of caution.
rightly so.
No, but crazy, that it's come from that far back,
Yeah.
And then we've always been since the music started, of course. Then we got into.
Yeah. I mean, Greg and I got going. We played at Walmer Gardens Folk
really?
Club. I was probably
the Folk
17,
Club.
18, yeah.
Of
And
course.
we did Godspell. You were in Godspell when
Yes,
you were in
yes.
primary school. And Greg and I were in the band
at Clarendon
with
Park. Godspell with Michiel de Beer.
And Butcher was playing drums.
Hilt, was it Hilton? No, it wasn't Hilton.
Butcher, John Dicken.
John Dicken was playing drums.
Yeah, his
John-
nickname's Butcher.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why is it Butcher?
Well, his surname.
John Dicken. Okay. We won't go any further then. Oh, John Dicken is down in Cape Town, I think.
Yeah, we have come, so we were chatting last week.
Yes, a legend guy. He was
Absolutely.
John Dicken. For those of you who don't know, was the chap in the Impulse ad. He was
That's
in,
right, yeah. Or was it Body Mist?
Body Mist
He was
Kissed?
one of the sailors.
Oh,
that
yes, the
was marching.
sailor Body
Yeah.
Mist Kissed. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He was one of the sailors that was chasing.
See, I know my sailors.
Oh right, you know your sailors.
Yeah. And of course, he was in your Centre Stage Folklords show.
Yes, he was. He's played with us many times, and also our Jack Johnson show, which John was playing percussion in. And
Yeah.
he's the percussionist in PE. He does play drums, but
Yes,
he
he does,
prefers
yeah.
percussion.
Yeah.
I think
And
that
Robin
means-
Auld normally teams up with him.
Robin Auld as well.
On a regular basis, yeah.
And of course, Robin is a monster.
Yeah.
Absolute monster.
Yeah, icon.
Yeah, and so your music career started at folk club style, folk club.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alistair Gillies.
Oh, long before him.
Oh right. Alistair. Well, you were still a youngster when Colin was around.
I was 16, I think, when I first played at Folk Club, and at a place called the Green Room on Market Square.
Market Square.
Yeah, That I mean, that
Right
really
in
was
front of
where
the town hall, you mean?
Yeah, there was a coffee shop type thing then. That's where Folk Club was. I was so nervous, I shat myself. I was sitting there on the stool trying to be cool, and my knee was bouncing from nerves, and the guitar was like going up. Yes, and all I had to do was really sort of hold the plectrum, and it strummed itself just because my knee was bouncing up and down. It was like nerve-wracking, but and that's what the Folk Club was for.
Those first, always that first time that you play. I think every muso has that is intense fear the first time you get on stage, because it's like diving off the top board at St George's.
Yeah, everybody's watching.
Yeah, everybody's watching, and it's just you've got to do that the first time. And once you've done it once, it becomes a little easier and a little easier.
Yeah,
never becomes a given.
And no, not at all. And because I've never been blessed with vocal cords, I would only play instrumentals, and at 16 I hadn't learned many. One of them was my grandfather's clock.
I can't even remember how it used to go.
It was appalling.
I do remember.
It was so bad.
With the mice going up and down, like three blind mice.
That kind of vibe, yeah. It wasn't cool. It's no wonder I didn't get laid that night.
No ladies weren't interested in you.
No knickers for me that night.
My grandfather's... And then he played My Grandfather's Clock by Colin Lyall. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, but I could only get better from there. And Folk Club would run their workshops in the week at Pete Wentworth's house.
Oh, Pete Wentworth.
Pete Wentworth. He was chairman of the Folk Club for a couple of years, and he was the computer science lecturer at UPE.
There were computers back then, eh?
Yes, all DOS,
big ones.
Yeah, all massive,
Very big. Yeah.
And he used to encourage his computing students to come to Folk Club to bolster numbers.
Oh.
And a young lady was at workshops one night, and I think I was 20, she was 19, and that was Brenda.
Oh, Brenda, your wife.
We're still together. Yeah.
Look
life. We haven't legalised our living arrangements.
Oh, yes. Well, common law wife.
Yes, but I mean, after 38 odd years, wife. That's fine. Yeah.
Wife.
I'm claiming rights.
She still cries every night, obviously.
So I've got Folk Club to thank for that.
Yes, there we go. 38 years of toil, sweat. Here we go. Here's the Victor saying, whoop, whoop, Colin Lyall.
Hey, Heather.
She's a legend. And Sue Stevenson. Who's that, Sue Stevenson?
I met Sue at the Keiamouth Music Festival. I was there with Dave Goldblum.
Smoking a lot of weed, were you?
There was a lot of weeding going on.
Oh, right, yes.
I'm sure it was more agricultural than ingestion. I'm sure.
Selling it. So Sue was really the pusher.
And Sue's a great bass player, guitarist, singer. Plays acoustic fretless and all sorts of interesting things.
Excellent. And she sells bankies at 30 Rand a bankie.
Yes.
If anyone's looking for it.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, Sue, that one incident at Keiamouth is now, it's now going to follow you for the rest of your life. Gordon van Heerden says, howdy, Cole.
Yeah, Gordon. Yeah, he's also a connection with Greg.
Oh.
In our biking days.
Was that Gordon?
Yeah, probably.
That was Gordon van Heerden. Absolutely, I remember Gordon going out late nights with you guys.
Yes, in Greg's Toyota Corolla panel van.
That's the one, yes. In the 70s and 80s,
you had to have a Toyota panel van, yeah.
Excellent, nice to see you, Gordon. I mean, I don't think I've seen Gordon for about 20 years at least.
More than
that, in fact. Born in 1970, I know, Mary. Can you believe that I'm such a youngster?
What's Greg saying there? I don't trust Greg, and I can't read it.
I don't know. Greg is your friend Greg and my uncle Greg. He's actually at his anniversary supper tonight with his phone under the table, probably.
Oh, right. He's sneaking up, going to the toilet a lot.
He sent a couple of photos as well, which I'll bring out.
Did he?
Yes, I sent them on to Gary's WhatsApp. Gary, they're on your WhatsApp there. Jane McKinnon, is that your sister?
That is my sister, yeah. She's in the UK. How's it, Jane? Love you.
Is that and your brother also in the UK?
Yes, they live quite close to each other.
Oh, do they?
Rob lives on a
boat.
On a boat, yes. On a canal boat, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, yeah.
I've seen some pictures there. It's a beautiful boat.
Oh, it's stunning. The area is lovely. I was there a couple of years ago.
So you have a street address as well with the boat, or not?
It's in a marina, and I guess I hadn't really thought about that, but I guess the marina has postal facilities.
All right. Well, nobody uses that stuff anyway. I buy
I
that.
don't.
It would take a lot.
Oh, got a letter.
Here we go. Greg van Staden, there we go. Greg, hello Uncle Greg. He said, I asked Michiel de Beer, he's talking about.
Yeah.
Who was the music teacher at Clarendon Park and then at Victoria Park. What show that Colin Lyall did for Clarendon. And he said it was Jacques Brel songs called Where Is Love? Where Is Love? And it was. I was in that show as well.
I remember Jacques Brel. I remember Godspell.
Godspell was also. I think Godspell was also.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Jacques Brel. Yeah.
I think we did both. To be
Yeah.
honest, I think there was Where Is Love and there was Godspell. They probably used much of the same.
Yeah. That's with Stella Connick.
Stella Connick was there as well, and
Who did backing vocals on Dave Goblin's Say Africa.
Yes, absolutely. And
It all
and
comes
Rory
around,
played
eh?
piano as well, and of course Stella was in my very first band that I ever formed too. I see Sue saying no, she wasn't. She would never touch that stuff.
Not 30 rand. It's gone up.
It's gone up now, is it, Sue? Oh, well. Okay, then people. Sue's got bankies now for 60 rand. She's doubled the price.
Price gouging.
Oh, no. Ella Fosley saying hi, Colin.
Oh, Ella, yeah. Best chocolates in town.
Oh, really? Chocolates. Well, it's nice to have it around.
Chocolates.
Chocolat.
It's all genuine Belgian stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did
The
she have a
real- the
place
real
in St.
thing.
Francis as well? A little shop in St. Francis too?
I don't think so.
No,
She
Bella
put
did
us
it.
right on that. She's done a lot of markets. That's where I know her from.
That was so rude. I'm sorry. Sue. You know, when you're a comedian, you've just got to pick up stompies, right? Oh, dear. Rob's got a street address, says Jane. So, yes.
It'd be a canal address. There's no street.
Canal.
I've been there. There's no streets.
Canal Road,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's like Venice. You know,
No.
who'd be a postman?
And can you take that house out and about? I mean, does it?
Yes, it
Floats around.
Yeah, for a long time he couldn't because his engine didn't have reverse.
Oh.
But that got sorted, and you can go off down the canals, and you can actually
Just turn the engine around.
if you turn left instead of right, you can go out into the
ocean.
channel. Yeah.
Oh.
Which he hasn't done. The boat's not
Okay,
designed
so
for
not-
that.
not
But
yet.
no, it's access to the canal system.
You
Yeah.
can't go and see though. Seafaring boat.
No. On a good day, maybe. But otherwise, no.
Right. So a canal boat, lovely. And then I wonder how far you can go up.
Well, there's a vast canal system. The Grand Union Canal, I think, is the main one. And they've got more canals than Venice.
Okay.
By
Well,
a
you've
long
done
way.
that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, you can get all over the place through this lot.
Okay. No, it's
Picturesque
it's quite
as well, yeah.
freaks my brain out a bit that you can go to any of the towns. You know, I'm where you from? Well, you know, wherever the river takes
I'm a
you.
traveller.
Yes. Yes. But
Away from the sea.
But Colin, you've got a whole. I mean, you've got so many things that you've been interested in and done over the years. At the moment, let's talk about what used to be Soul Kitchen is now.
Yes, it used to be Soul Kitchen. Yeah.
Your-
There was an incident.
Your pestos and your stuff. Tell people where they can buy it. What the name and it's called
Sage Kitchen now,
Sage
yeah.
Kitchen now.
Yeah.
And it's in the spas and Pick and
Yes,
Place.
it is in spas. Not that many. We're growing that in the East End.
Yeah.
We've been quite remiss on growing our brand locally because of our involvement with Pick and Pay, where we don't make under our own label, we make for the Pick and Pay label.
Okay.
Which has kept us well busy, supplying nationally over 300 stores around the place is really kept us going and there's 15 different products that we do in 300 stores. So it's almost like 15 times 300 we're adding 4 more next year, which is pretty great. But yeah, so we have been a little too comfortable lately. Because of Pick and Pay, and when COVID struck, we realised that we'd been cruising a little bit.
Okay.
It woke us up. So we are now working on. We've got a
Marketing as well.
agent that's working for us now in the Eastern Cape, growing that side of things.
All right. So putting you in wherever you can get in.
Yeah,
Because I think
pretty much. Yeah.
It's crazy how the amount of work that you have to put in to get to a point where you can actually make good money out of it as well.
Yeah, it's
that
really,
volumes
really
game.
hard. Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. They the retailers have got to make their money, and you're taking up space, and if you aren't earning them money, out you go.
Yes, and you're not selling, so your product's got to move off the shelves as well.
Yeah, they don't want ornaments.
And also, obviously, if to do that, you've got to then advertise, make sure people generally know about your products.
Yeah, I mean, even though we are putting stuff on the shelf in Pick and Pay under their label, we still have to do a certain amount of work in terms of, and financially, in terms of promotion. For their label. It's not just a case, it's cool, we're just the manufacturer, it's all their problem. It's not quite that simple. So there's always more to it.
And I know I've sat with you before, spoken about the coffee story as well, which is it's a similar vibe. But you've just really got it right. I think there was a thing that you won with Pick and Pay as a competition or something that you.
They had a national competition. Brenda just came back to the office one day and said there's a sign in the shop window saying enter Pick and Pay's Boost Your Biz competition. We thought, give it a try, why not? So we filled in it was just forms, no samples or anything. So we filled in the forms, sent them off, and basically forgot about it. And about 3 months later, I got a phone call saying from this guy who I couldn't even work out who he was phoning about, because he didn't work for Pick and Pay. It was outsourced
I see.
to run the competition.
Yes.
And could I be in Cape Town in a few days' time? No.
What?
I'm not that easy. But then we eventually figured out what he was talking about. They had about over 600 entries for the competition, and they chose 55 businesses to go forward for various modules of training. Then after a period of time, they cut it down to 24. And then you did like a boot camp, and you had to pitch Dragon's Den style to the Ackermans and the financial people from Absa Bank and things like that.
So full on pitch.
You had to do that.
Wow.
And in the end, Pick and Pay, bless them, they took all 24 of us on. Then they offered us. We all got offered national listings. And then the negotiations started about what were you offering. We could have gone in under our own brand, but they offered us a chance to do their private label, and we thought that would be the better route. And no regrets. They are an extremely good company to supply. I've got a lot of time for them. There are a lot of these myths about paying you late and
that's
it's long gone.
Everybody's going to get that, especially one of the bigger brands. They're all going to get.
They've looked after us tremendously.
They're not as good as Spa.
They're not quite as nice as Spa, obviously, because Spa sponsors. And they've been very good to me. And also the Spa chaps speak very highly of you, Colin. But I know you've got the stuff in Spas as well. And the further you
it's
can
on a
push
different.
it,
It's on our label, and it's on a one-on-one with the owners. Completely different setup to Pick and Pay's deal. And it's important to have the diversification.
For sure. Just because
as we found out, it's got a bit tight.
If things get tight, or if something happens with one supplier, you've got to have the other ones to go to as well.
Of course, we lost 100% of our hospitality business when COVID hit. That side of it, which was a fair chunk of our business. Gone.
Because I think was that what you started with, was the hospitality business?
It was,
hotels.
And that was before I got involved. Brenda started the business.
Because it's just for the people that don't know, it's pestos and jams and
chutneys, relishes. Things like that. But yes, it started with hospitality, just local hotels.
Brenda going out there and saying hello. I've got something in the boot of my car. And Gary's saying that you travelled internationally doing trade shows and stuff as well.
We got involved with an organisation called CEDA, which is an offshoot of the DTI, Department of Trade and Industry. And in so doing, they take you, if you're worthy, they take you to trade shows. And our very first one was 2010, where we went to Paris. And subsequently, I think I returned 4 more times. Did Germany 3 or 4 times to Cologne. We've done Dubai, we've done Russia, China.
Russia?
To
Moscow. Don't say St. Petersburg, because I'll be so jealous.
No, Moscow.
Moscow.
It was great. It's a lovely place.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very good. Very nice. I didn't say Kazakhstan.
Sorry, wrong guy.
Although those accents are so far off, I'm sure. But no, I mean, traveling, that's amazing that's allowed you to do that as well, you know. And
yeah,
entrepreneur, that's what I like about it. It started
Very
out.
lucky one, you know. I don't consider myself an entrepreneur. It's like the business was born out of necessity rather than anything else, you know. So it gives hope to everybody, to our story.
But I mean, starting with a big pot full of, you know, pesto or whatever it was. I don't know what Brenda gunk and put it into
Bottle this and see what we can
slop
do.
it in the bottles,
Yeah.
you know, and off you go.
Yeah.
Incredible. I see it. Gary's asking, he's putting in questions here as well, just so I know you guys can't see, but I can see these questions. Now, what do you do in the trade shows in different countries? What do you do there? Do you to present the stuff?
The Department of Trade and Industry build what they call a South African pavilion. So that they take up to 40, 45 businesses over at a time, and they rent a huge amount of space, and they build booths with reception areas and lounges, and they hire gorgeous hostesses and things like that.
Oh wow! Okay,
And
you also set up your stuff.
yeah, so each of us has a booth. Where necessary, you have a translator, which was necessary in places like Moscow.
Of course.
And
pesto.
okay.
Strawberry jam.
Niet.
Did you get international people buying your stuff as well?
Yeah, we have exported to Dubai, to China, Lithuania, Germany, Poland, and the UK.
Okay.
It's tough to stay in. No, it's really tough to maintain.
Yeah.
You need huge budgets.
Yes, because of the exchange rates
to support it. You get a foreign country now wanting support for merchandising and promotions, and
this bit of pesto has gone off in my pesto bar.
Oh yeah,
this pesto is gone off. I would like another one.
Yeah, or I break legs.
Send over from South Africa. That could be quite hectic. Yeah. So you really need somebody stationed at each of these places.
You do need. That's what we were after. You meet different people. You get shop owners. You get retail groups. You get importers who supply the retail groups. You want as few links in the chain as you can.
Because you get these buying groups as well. Where the different individual shops all come together, and then they have a buying group, so they buy in bulk from one place and they get a better price like that as well.
Yeah.
So did you get to see the countries that you visited? I mean, you do the holiday?
Where possible. Most times I came straight home like a good boy.
Oh, okay.
Brenda she came with me to the first time to Paris. We went together. She says, "There's no way you're going to Paris, on your own."
Oh yes, of course.
And Germany. She's been with me to Germany as well. But the South Africans, we know how to have fun. When the trade show finishes, there's a local company who do the ice creams, the sorbets, Dynamic Commodities.
Okay.
They would often, you dig through their ice creams and there's wine bottles and stuff underneath. So when the trade show closed, all the public are out. Yes. And you stay on, and the Mexican stand have a mariachi band going on. And it was a lovely vibe, yeah.
So it was like a team thing as
Absolutely. Well. We all stuck together as a country.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love to hear that sort of thing, because even in trade and industry, then there's stuff like that going on. I mean, you think of a music festival. I'm sure all the bands get together when there's South African bands. When we toured overseas,
there's
camaraderie. But now with the trades thing like that, then everybody's there at the same time.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and it's such a big scale.
Yeah, and it's 100% sponsored. So there's no way we could have done that as a small business, not a chance.
Yeah.
But it's a really good setup that the DTI run there.
It's fantastic. So we hope that we eventually get some more orders from Russia and Poland.
Yeah, we're doing a virtual trade show in February in Dubai.
Of course, because COVID's messed with that too.
It has, yeah. So it's getting going again, but we're going to test the water again in next year.
Okay, and then I'm glad. So everything's going okay at the moment, because retail seems to have been okay.
It's been fairly stable. Stable, flat, slightly climbing now.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll take it. That's good enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into a bit of history here as well, because we need to get into that too. You grew up in PE, born and bred. Were you born in England?
I was born in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
But I came out here I left home, said goodbye to my folks.
Yes.
And I was about 4 or 5. We all came out. I was 4 or 5, so I don't consider myself I'm South African.
Yeah, absolutely. Your dad, Frank, still going strong?
Oh, he is. Yes, he's emigrated. My sister, my brother, and my dad have emigrated back to the UK
again.
quite recently in the last 5 years.
Okay.
4 to 5 years.
So they left you alone?
Yes, I couldn't handle me anymore here, so I'm on my own.
Oh, my own, yeah. And I mean, it grew up here where Fordyce Road as well, was it?
Albert Road.
Albert?
Yeah.
Oh, you in Albert
Yeah,
Road?
just the right side of the tracks.
Oh, right. Okay. Because
And Greg was in Fordyce Road.
And Greg was in Fordyce. Oh, no, that's where I knew you.
That was where I went.
So yes, Gary said yes. You said your goodbye to your parents at such a young
Yes,
age.
yeah, I packed my bags and I'm out.
You're 4 years old.
Yeah.
There I go.
Yeah.
One ticket, please.
Yes, yeah.
Oh man! And so arrived here. What was your dad doing here then? Did he have a job here? Did he get work here?
He came out here ahead of us family.
Oh, okay.
He and my brother came out
Oh, okay.
together, and he then. It's not that. I mean, we are talking a long time ago. I don't know how long it was before we followed. Now, I'm sure Jane can fill us in on that.
All right.
And he found work, I think, at Lennon's or something,
Lennon's.
which is now Aspen.
All right.
But ultimately, he ended up and spent most of his career at Ford.
Okay.
As did Greg's father. So,
Yes. That's
and
what
most
it was.
of PE probably.
Yes, I know. Like GM or Ford. Or
So we followed when he found a job. Then the rest of us came out, and he bought the house and stuff like
Yes,
that.
because Lennon's was big then as well. I remember
Yeah, it was
a lot of people working for Lennon's back here. Was it always in that same factory?
Yeah, I think it's always down by the lake there. Yeah.
And maybe somebody can put in the comments when
As far as I
Lennon's was in the same place opposite the chocolates.
Yeah.
Cadbury's. Love that.
Yeah, I can't get this Mandalay thing. It's Cadbury's.
Yes, Mondelez, yes, Cadbury's.
Cadbury's.
There we go. Alistair Guinness, Colin, you're legend, you're always good for a jam. Because Alistair Guinness also been a member of the folk club for I don't know how many years.
Oh, yeah. I think he came down in the early 80s.
Yeah, was it early 80s, Alistair?
Somewhere around there.
When did you start going to the folk club? And that's always been a great place for musos to start. I don't know. I mean, it's still going.
It is,
but it's one place where the musos hear about it, and it's one place where they'll always be open to new guys starting.
It's a platform for the beginner, and it's a great institution.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And birthed out of this folk thing as well. That was in the 60s. That whole folk thing that really picked up around that time.
The Ralph McTell era and that kind of stuff being played.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a picture of Sid Kitchen. I think he's got a book. Somebody's got a book out about Sid Kitchen, and Sid was.
I think it's his daughter has brought the book out.
Is it his daughter? Okay.
Yeah. I loved his band name, Sid Kitchen and the Utensils.
Oh,
great guy.
Yeah, and just all those guys. I think of Dave Goblin as well, and especially the guys with that folky feel as well. That fitted in so well there too. But even the rock bands, man, they don't mind.
No, not at all. I mean, they changed their name a couple of years ago. I think from the Four Winds Folk Club to the Four Winds Music Club.
Yes,
because the word folk was putting some people off.
Yeah.
And the genre, all sorts of genres were being played.
Yeah.
So it was the right move, I think, to drop the word
music
folk.
club,
And long may they continue.
Yeah. Okay, so Clarendon Park Primary?
Yes.
And Victoria Park High School?
Yeah.
You followed the same path as I did? There we go. Well, let's say I followed the same path as you did.
Yes.
And I remember, I don't know if Gary's got any of some of the pictures there of your you and Greg on the choppers. You had one of those choppers.
I did have a purple chopper.
A purple chopper. He had a purple chopper. Gary can put it up for us there. He's just putting it up. I see he's putting it up.
Because we don't have PowerPoint on our computer because you won't have it on.
No. Gary's moaning about the fact that he says that I won't have power. I don't mind if you don't want PowerPoint. I'm not allowed to have PowerPoint in my computer, says Gary. No. So we've got a little PowerPoint presentation of some pictures. But those choppers, They had the gear shift. Anybody else have the chopper? Anybody else have those choppers? They were
There were the high-rise handlebars.
Absolutely. Terribly difficult to ride, actually.
Yeah, they were totally impractical and probably highly dangerous.
Dangerous.
But we didn't
In
care.
fact,
We loved them.
It was one of those choppers that I had. I inherited it from Greg because he had one as well, as you'll see.
Yeah.
And I remember breaking my arm and then riding on that thing and then breaking my arm, and then falling off and re-breaking my arm because I was riding the chopper with one arm. And it was so high, this thing was so high. Yeah, a big wheel at the back and the little wheel at the front.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know what other colours they came in. It was great.
I think it was only purple.
Is it?
We used to build little ramps and things like that and tear around.
And it had quite a nice gear stick because you'd have a middle gear stick.
Yes, it was 3-speed, I think, if I remember
different.
rightly.
Because all the cogs were inside the hub at the back. It was quite fancy, I remember that.
Of course, we used to decorate them with lights, with battery bolt-on battery packs and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, much like your hat.
Yes, it's still shining. It's got. I don't know if people can see it shining there as well. It's my Christmassy hat. And so, Claire, I mean, did you enjoy your school career?
No, I didn't. I wasn't one of these that liked school.
Were you weren't ADD?
No, I was just an asshole. I think.
Didn't enjoy the school.
I didn't enjoy school. I was anti-school. More high school than primary.
Anti-establishment.
Yeah. If school wanted me to do something, I would not.
Didn't like it.
It was a stupid thing to do. I liked sport and was quite sporty, but if school said I have to do a sport, I said no,
I'm not going to do it. Then.
So I'd play football for a club and play against the school, but I won't do it to the school.
Oh right. So you were like really just a difficult person.
I was
difficult child.
I was anti.
What on earth would make that happen, Colin?
Yeah, I've got no real reason other than just an idiot.
Were your brothers and sisters mean to you or something?
Yes.
Oh, as well.
Yeah, that too.
It's strange that sometimes it's that authority thing that sometimes the kids just rebel against.
I just got it in me that I
still to this day as well.
Yeah.
So they don't let people tell you what to do too much.
Not easy. No, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I never, when I started out, I never really thought about one day having my own business. It wasn't like a major goal or anything.
Yes.
But it was certainly, when I got into it, it was such a relief not to have
a boss.
Yeah.
Did you ever work for a boss?
Oh, yeah, plenty. Yeah, I was in the motor industry before joining the Sage Kitchen thing. Has only been going, for me, about 12 years.
Okay. When you say only be going 12 years, you see you're old because you consider 12 years
all relative,
only.
Yeah. But no, before that it was all motor industry stuff, and it was
What Ford as well?
No, the satellite ones like Tenneco and Faurecia that do the exhaust systems.
Faurecia,
what was called Armstrong Hydraulics back in the day became Tenneco.
Yes.
Air conditioning, which is where Al Gillies was there.
Okay, the air conditioning.
He can vouch for my non-cooperation in the corporate world.
Was it what Errol Green? What's the other one? Who was it? What air conditioning place were you working at?
Connoisseur.
Oh, Connoisseur.
Yeah, it was all auto air conditioning. It wasn't,
I see.
Domestic or industrial, all cars.
All right.
But no, I didn't like it.
Yeah, okay. It was just like boss wasn't going to be so.
No, I didn't do bosses.
Yeah. Except for Brenda, she's okay.
Yes, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Oh man! And so finished matric. Did you go and study at all, or did you go straight into work?
I went to work, but then I went after a couple of years. Actually, I worked for a couple of years, and then I was a late call up for the compulsory national service. Oh, because of being born POM, I didn't have to go. But then they changed the rules, and suddenly I did. So I had to go late, so I had to stop work.
Sure.
And when I did that, that was 2 years. Then got out of that, and then Brenda and I went and lived in the UK for a year.
Okay.
Then came back and started work again, and then I went to go and study at what was then Technicon at night, and did 2 years of night school.
And what did you study there?
Production management. Such fun.
Well, it's probably helping now.
There's a whole show on its own about production management.
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it must have helped a little bit for you now with your production skills now.
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. You just follow your nose.
Yes.
In what we do. Brenda is the production force in the business. She's the creative force, and she does
Brenda
all the
is your
recipes.
boss, says area, the Victor.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, if I know what's good for me.
Yeah. But you know, having said that, it's quite an important thing that in that, and especially now, 81 says Alistair Geddes is 1981, and Dad went over in August. We followed in December. 44 years ago, we arrived in SA. So I was 6. Yes, you're
44 years ago today.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, Jane is a wealth of family knowledge. Yeah.
She is. It's good for a jam and a pesto. Good for a jam. We rode each other's purple choppers together. Look at that. Oh, there we go. That's at 101 Ford House Road.
It is, yeah.
With the pool at the back there, that is massive yards.
Yeah.
And that's you on the left and my Uncle Greg on the right there.
Yeah.
And that, I remember those choppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those pants. Just waiting to be caught in the chain.
Yes, the bell bottoms. I love that. I love that. And there's you.
That's better.
That's another 10 years later.
Yeah, it looks like I shat myself.
Yes. You had a bit of an accident there.
I did, yeah.
And that's the same two of you that swapped around.
Yeah, that's at Albert Road. That's my house.
Albert Road. Is that your house at Albert Road?
Yeah, those bikes were way too big for us, but hell, we had fun.
It's amazing. You know, what is that happening at the back there in your house, Colin? It looks like your mother's living in a tent there or something.
It is probably me that had been banished to the tent.
And there we go. There's a babysitting picture.
Yes.
That's me, bottom right, and you in the red shirt.
Tank top. Yeah.
There's it.
Yeah.
My dear brother.
And that
my
would
cousin.
be your cousin, yeah.
My cousin.
And I reckon that's Greg, who's carefully cropped himself out there.
He's cropped out there, yes, absolutely. Oh my God, that was another picture. There we go. There's Greg and Colin.
Yeah, and Mark Ascray.
And Mark Ascray, that is Mark Ascray as well. That's and that's my
and
grandmother. Oh my word, I can't believe it.
Wow.
No, you've just, because that's my grandmother's house. I totally remember that.
That's the kitchen. Yeah.
Ford House Road, there we go. More bikes in the background there. I don't know. Is that a CBX there in the back?
I'm not sure.
You and Greg playing guitar. When did you start playing guitar there? Was that?
Oh, I've been playing since I was about 8.
Is that Brenda?
That would be, I think that's Gail Joyce.
Oh, Gary Joyce's Joyce's sister.
Yeah. And we still have comms as well. She's still around.
Yes, you'd make people them.
Yeah, that was pre-Brenda, but by only a year or two, I would say.
All right. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, we're off for the weekend. There's Gordon.
That's 101 for us. There we go. And that's the that's XR 500s, eh?
Yeah. We're probably off to Grahamstown, I would guess.
Okay. Enduros. You used to ride Enduros.
Yeah, Enduros. I had a motocross bike as well.
Okay.
How
are your knees?
Buggered.
Well, it seems to be a common trait.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
There we go. I had one too. Bad fall down, linger, longer dip.
Okay.
What, an XR 500?
Purple chopper.
Oh, a purple chopper. Oh, there was a purple chopper as well. I had one too. It's going to be 2 choppers, the smaller version of the chipper, really?
We should have got those.
Yeah, I think that less to fall. Yeah. You and Rob gave me a hard time.
Never lies.
Jane.
Fake news. Fake news.
There you go. Anti-school, no way. So you said, I think he's
been sarcastic.
He's been sarcastic there. Yeah. Indeed.
I think we were of a similar mind, Greg and I.
Thermair Aircon Company. Thermair. There was also Thermair. I don't know. My brother-in-law used to work at an aircon, but that was domestic stuff as well. So I was wondering if it was the same thing.
Yeah.
But but the bike stuff always seems to be a thing as well. I mean, obviously from the job.
It was a phase. Yeah, it was a phase. Yeah. It extended after the bicycles to motorbikes.
Yeah.
But absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Endurance competition. So you used to
we used to enter races.
Did you get to EP or something?
No, we were not major players.
People like Brendan Kelly
winning stuff. I'm sure most people did. Yeah, we didn't stay rubber side down that often. And I was going.
Well, I remember the days
end over end most of the time.
Also, trail biking as well. You don't do trail biking,
You know, like what they called foot ups.
The foot ups, yeah. Tony Ori.
Tony
Ori. Somebody tag him. I haven't seen Tony for a long time.
Yeah, I know. He was like national champion. Many years running. Yeah, he was amazing. No, we used to do what they called Olympiads.
Gary Joyce, there we go. Not as fast as the XT. He says,
well, the chopper, no, it wasn't.
No, the chopper wasn't, but certainly the
chopper lagged a little bit behind the XT.
It was always the XT. Was it XT 500 as well? XT 250, I remember. And then the XT, and then the XR was the Hondas.
The XRs was the Hondas.
Yeah. Was that the Yamaha, the XT?
XT was, I think it was a Yamaha. Yeah.
It was a Yamaha. Gary,
I think so.
You have to tell us. The XT, I remember those XTs as well. And all two-stroke, eh?
No, they were fours.
Oh, were they fours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a...
No. That was a motocross bike. I think I had a Suzuki.
I thought the XT
whatever
was
it
was a two-stroke, but they're obviously not.
I don't think so. The YZ Yamaha was a two-stroke.
Okay.
And the CRs Hondas were two-stroke.
See, the biking guys, they know all these like CRs and there's XTs. You know?
Years later, despite all those bumps on the head, you can still remember.
So the XR 500 goes and the two-strokes are...
Yeah, the neighbours loved them.
Yes, I'm sure. Oh, my word.
No, good times.
And I see, because Gary Joyce, I remember you guys had the 50s as well.
I never had a 50. Greg and most of the guys did. I didn't.
Bobcat.
Yeah.
Was it a
Yeah,
Bobcat?
there was, I think, such a thing.
I think it was a Bobcat. I don't know. I don't remember what 50 Greg had, but I remember the guys. If you had 50 cc's, Gary Joyce had a green one. I don't know what it was. It was a green Mamba. I don't know. I just remember that green bike. I'm sure it was a 50 as well.
Yeah, no, I skipped the 50.
Oh, right. But fantastic. And I mean, but all, you know, it's all different loves, different passions that you have, you know.
You see, at the same time as I was doing motocross and enduro and stuff, I was still trying to play the guitar.
Yes.
Most of the time covered in plasters and bandages.
Of course.
Plaster of Paris.
Yes.
Trying to play the guitar. It wasn't a good match.
And,
particularly when I broke my little finger, as Gordon keeps reminding me.
Yes.
By leaning against my bike and it just falling over. You know, it's the worst biking injury.
Oh, no.
And I wasn't riding it, it just fell over and I was tangled up in it.
Snap. She's stuck. You know, and you got to look after your hands as a muser, you know.
Yeah.
And then when did you? Was there some sort of wizard or witch that cursed you when you started playing banjo?
I obviously didn't want to have sex very early on.
Oh, right. So
because I bought the banjo.
Accordion or banjo?
Yeah, one of those things. So I was pretty young. I don't remember how old I was, and it's that same banjo that I've got now.
Oh, right.
And
well, apart from
for some
mine
reason,
as well.
I must say, I was never afraid to be a non-cool kid.
Yeah, okay.
And I would like weird music quite
Yes.
openly, and would be ostracized for it, of course, and you know, pushed around and bullied and.
You think you would have been
and
a
that was just my family.
Yeah.
But no, I was quite happy. I enjoyed bluegrass and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
I bought a banjo.
And that folk, I mean, you fitted completely into that folk club thing at the time as well, with that sort of thing. So I'm sure it helped to grow your love for that sort of music as well.
Yeah.
And,
I was
there's a lot
probably
of acoustic
copying
stuff.
somebody. There was probably somebody that was playing a banjo that I thought, hey, that's nice. I think I want to
Steve
do that.
Martin.
Yeah.
So I mean, because banjo's another story. It's got a different tuning and everything. It's another story.
Yeah, it is. It's not tuned like a guitar, so the chords are different. It's got 4.5 strings. That fifth string only goes halfway up the neck.
Oh, right.
And it's a high.
that's right.
It's a high string right next to the bass string, and then goes to high again. So it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Is
it tuned like a violin? Oh,
No.
That wasn't it. There was a mandolin that's tuned like a violin.
mandolin and violin are the tune the same. Yeah.
No, I've never.
In guitar terms, the banjo is sort of tuned to an open G.
Oh, okay.
But having that weird high string is still like
messes it around.
not entirely an open G.
Right.
Somebody like Sean Lyon, I'm sure, will help us out with the technologies there.
And the kind of music that you listened to in the early days.
John Martin, Pentangle.
Well, stuff that I've
folky stuff.
Never heard of in my
But
life.
at the same time, the first albums I bought were the first 2 albums I ever bought were both Thin Lizzy.
Oh, because I'm a rocker.
Yeah, so I was into that as well. I think I had a
dancing in the
broad,
moonlight.
Yeah.
I love it.
I had a broad likeness of music. I wasn't just a folkie.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Just
because
for
I was getting very bored and disappointed because I didn't understand or hear or know any of the people that you listened to in the early days.
Yeah.
And if you say folk, then immediately I think of Crosby, Stills and Simon Garfunkel.
Yeah.
So I'm sure but that's more in the popular
That's
folk.
common folk. That was for the common folk for the common folk.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, you played with us with the Centre State show with the Mumford Revolution show.
Yeah.
Which
Gary's the only person that's ever paid me to play the banjo.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it. That was fun. Yeah,
one of my
really
favourite
was.
shows.
Yeah.
And
and I hadn't played for years.
and you came down to Cape Town with us. We did the Cape Town
Yes,
show.
yeah.
It was fab fun.
Yeah, it was. I really had to. I literally had to download chord charts off of the internet
Really?
for the Mumford stuff. I didn't know the chords.
Yeah.
I was up to then. It was DAG. That's
Yeah.
all I needed. But Mumford was a little bit more complex.
Yeah,
than
it
that.
is,
So
it is, yeah.
well, I had to work hard for that show actually.
Good. I think we've got a little example of you and Hugo Kleinland's playing together. We call it the Redneck Wraparound.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Let's have a
You
look.
can't first to describe.
Just tell us what it entails.
I don't know which of us thought of it, but it means we swap. We're standing close enough together, and then halfway through the song, I play the chords on the guitar, and he plays the chords on the banjo. Bearing in mind they're different chords, so you got
Yes.
your brain. You have to switch.
Holy moly.
But now the right hand is still playing the banjo,
Playing
and the
the old
left is
one.
now playing the guitar, and he's doing it the other way around as well.
Yes.
And Hugo plays banjo as well, so
Okay.
he knew the banjo chords.
Oh my soul. Okay.
And yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a squiz. I love it. It looks like you got there's five hands and legs coming around. It's insane. But that was one of the, for me, even though the drums were just, it was just bass drum and snare drum most of the
just
time.
kick,
It was so much fun, that show.
Yeah, it was. It was very popular.
And lots going on. I mean, we did the bluegrass stuff and we did that stuff as well.
Yeah, there's some fairly electric-y stuff went down as well.
Yeah. It got quite heavy at one stage.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of. Did we do Bastille?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did that stuff too. Yeah.
Avicii?
Davici as well. The movie Deliverance. There we go.
Yeah, that's
yes,
the one.
Barbara Mann knows it. She knows her things. Loves that music. Davina Coombs. Yes. I mean, it was such fun to play. That's the thing.
It was.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And we did that. Devil Goes Down to Georgia.
With Nick Fiddler doing his.
Yes, Nick doing
the
the fiddle stuff.
That was wicked.
So they were different, and I'd play on different percussion instruments the whole time. We had also Jane is saying she's so proud of you, Cole. She's
she can say that because she's in the UK and she's at a safe distance.
Yes,
She doesn't suffer
social
the fallout.
distancing.
Yeah.
My word.
She's always been
probably
a huge support.
She's got a tear in her eye at the moment. I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, but isn't it nice to be live, Jane? Isn't it nice to be live? Okay, and just one thing. Greg was talking about stilts. That you guys made stilts so high that you had to get on the roof to climb.
Yeah, they were level with the gutters.
Danger.
Where you put your feet. So we'd stand on the roof of our garage was a flat roof.
Yes.
And the stilts where you stood on the stilts were level with the gutters. And yeah, the feet part was as high as a gutter.
How did you get off there?
You didn't so much fly as plummet. But I know we used to go out into the street and go down the road with them.
You know,
It was
kids
hectic, yeah.
of today don't know
They
about
don't?
that sort of fun.
They don't know. Just as well.
That's
too.
danger. Okay? That sort of danger gives you the adrenaline, and it's so much fun. It's
I'd forgotten the stilts. Greg has got a surprisingly good memory for an old
He
fella.
has. He's got a brilliant memory. I mean, all these, and I love. I'm an old warmer boy here as well, and I love going for a run. I go for a run around Warmer. I do my little jogs, and I love running past
people did that.
the houses, remembering who lived where.
It was very much a young suburb with a lot of kids.
For sure.
The big groups walking to school.
Yes,
and that kind of thing.
yeah.
You just don't see it anymore.
Yeah, you don't, because it's dangerous to walk outside, And yes, there was. Greg also came up with he sent me a note saying, please tell us what you used to say about the lady with the flute. The lady with the flute. He used to play flute at school. And then there was a very pretty girl that also used to play flute, and he used to say something. Play with her.
If she's got nothing on.
I'll play. She's talking about the flute, obviously. I'll play with her if she's got nothing on. That's Colin Lyall humour for you.
It's probably started innocently, and I meant, according to his schedule, but
Yes,
it grew, it went from there, and then of course it. No, play with anybody if they've got nothing on.
Well, I mean, Nikki Clutie could have been one of those. Now, Nikki, you've played with Nikki Clutie many times.
Regularly, yeah.
Yeah. Still do.
Yes, we actually played yesterday.
Really?
Came around and recorded some stuff actually.
Magic. Because that is one lady that is multi-talented as well. Just like, and such a natural talent. Just pulls out of her.
Oh yeah. Never stuck for words.
Yeah. No, she can tell.
Yeah, she'll give it back.
She'll give it back.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yes, and I mean there was with Mo.
Yes, Marilise.
Because they used to play a lot together. They did a lot of corporate shows together.
Marilise and I go back to like 1991.
She did some early centre stage.
Early centre, we did Austin Powers shows when we did the Austin Powers.
I didn't know her then.
Awesome Powers, she did.
Yeah.
And she was wonderful. But I did the first. She was Frau. She was Frau from whatever it was. I can't remember what Frau's surname was. Von Frankenstein.
Yeah, but those two voices, Nikki and Mo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Marilise always had such a strong voice, and I did an ABBA show with Mandy Gurr and her when I met her the first time, and I was blown away. She's always been something else, and she's just so warm, and I want to hug her. I want to Marilise, somebody tag her because I need a hug from Marilise.
Yeah, I know she's the best.
From Mo.
And she played. She was a contestant on Noot for Noot.
Yes.
And won it, and then returned as a guest singer.
Yes, she did quite a few times, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But she had that strong voice. Tell him you jumped off the garage roof, Cole, and tore ligaments in your foot and had to put you to the doctor in my doll's pram.
Those were the days. You can get taken to the doctor in a car. Bugger that.
You could walk. Where was your doctor? Also in Albert Road?
No.
Cool.
Probably where Checkers is now, shop around Checkers.
Oh, right, in that little yes, so what was it called? Louis King of Samosas was around there.
It was just on the other side of the road, opposite corner. It used to be a pick and pay. There was like an arcade type arrangement, a fountain
6th Avenue with Shop 10. Come on, give me some of the shops that were in that 6th Avenue centre there. Shop 10,
Gibbs Grocers.
There was a pet shop there. There was ABC Shoes.
Yes, Frills and Fancies.
Frills and Fancies as well. Come on, you guys, if you remember. Tell us some of those spots. I don't know if... Shop 10 was on the corner. That was the...
Yes.
The one with all the games.
And I think the doctor's surgery was the other sort of behind Shop 10. Sort of backed onto it.
And the chemist with that old scale that used to stand outside.
Yes,
to put the money in.
That was Aloe Pharmacy, which carried on for years.
It's still there now.
And it's under new management, but it basically is still there.
Tuck shop.
The tuck shop. Hey, Janice. The old Clary's girl.
Clarendon Park.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And she came to see us in Cape Town at Mumford.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. I love you for that, Janice, coming to us when we all
Yeah, I really
like,
appreciated that.
Dr. Gilmer, maybe she says. Was it Dr. Gilmer that fixed your ligaments?
No, I think it was a Dr. Skierpers.
Skierpers?
I think.
Skippers.
Yeah. But I was probably crying and howling and screaming like a girl.
And Jane, I've got something in my pram for you, doctor.
Keep still, you little bastard.
That's so funny. Well, the folks were probably working.
Yeah, they probably were. Yeah, I know they both had to work.
Yeah,
so.
and they just leave the kids alone.
After school. Yeah.
Do you remember getting left in the car at night? I mean, my folks used to go to a party in the 70s.
No, that was just you. Nobody else did that.
Used to leave us in the car outside to sleep on the pavement. I don't know. So, did you stay in contact with your parents when you came out? When
I was 4 or 5. Yeah. Yes, we did. We stayed quite close.
Quite close together there in Albert Road as well.
Yeah.
Oh my word. It's right. Wendy says yes. That's right. He took over from Dr. Gilmer. So Wendy was before. She was pre-Dr.
I know
Gilmer.
Wendy Crowley Nell. A couple of years ahead at Victoria Park, but the Crowley sisters. They were singers. They were like the singing sisters. They were.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I think I know that on the Go Show days.
Yeah, could be.
I know.
And wasn't there some? Remember in Parliament Street there was a second-hand CD shop called Bluesway.
Bluesway
was that not your family, Wendy? Was that not you?
That was Les Smithers.
I thought it was
Les Smithers
original?
owned that. I don't know.
Okay, well, put us right. Let's have a.
But he might have bought it from somebody. Absolutely. And
second-hand CDs.
Wendy says that it says 1960s baby. That's right.
Yeah.
So the Crying Sisters, I have heard of that because I used to work at Pop Shop, of course, and Sean Goos, who somebody can tag, Sean Goos as well, was always involved in on the goes there as well, in some sort of band, and Alan Godwin and those guys.
Yeah, I think most of us have been through the On The Go show, sort of almost a rite of passage.
It was,
We did it 1 year with Alex Jones as our lead singer.
Alex,
you
the
drummed
band
for us for a while.
played with that
You
band
didn't drum
too.
in the On The Go section,
after,
but you had played with us when we did Barney's.
We did
those things at
Barney's.
Warmertown Hall.
And that was a time when I played with my, I left my, there's a famous story where I left my sticks behind, and I'd left them, I can't remember where they were, but somebody was bringing them for me, but we had to start the set, and so Colin came, or somewhere, Steve Wynn, I gotta say, came through with
It's a
toilet brushes.
and a loofah.
And a loofah, a toilet brush and a loofah.
That's it.
And I had to
There
play
you
the
go,
first
yeah.
set with that.
You gave your car keys to some random stranger and gave him your address and said, "Really,
Yes,
please
can you go?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I did that. I remember
And the
that.
good boy came back.
I was that desperate. And Wendy Nell says, yes, my sister Jenny at Bluesway. That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
There we go. And I see just above the Jane there. I see that Wendy's put that little one up there.
Yeah,
I just-
okay, yeah.
no, two below that
The
one.
PE is still small. Though.
Yeah. There we go. Jenny now lives in the USA. There we go.
Okay.
My sister Jenny at Bluesway. Now Bluesway Records was quite. You used to hire the records.
I think they were second-hand CDs, from what I remember. I don't know if they had.
No, they had
vinyls.
records as
Did
well.
do
at
vinyls
Bluesway.
as well?
Yeah, they did
Okay.
vinyls as far as I remember.
Oh, please, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely violent.
Absolutely. There we go. Gary says absolutely vinyls. And,
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah.
yes. You know,
CDs.
oh, they're so vinyls are so old. Says
Yeah.
Colin. What was the first album that you ever bought?
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy, really?
Yeah.
Okay. well, which one was that? The
Fighting.
Fighting. I don't know.
I think it was called Fighting.
I'll have to listen to
But
that.
I bought two at the same time. I think the other one might have been called Johnny the Fox, but it also might have just been one of the tracks. I'm not entirely
They've
sure.
got a huge discography as well. Those guys.
Yeah. And that was pre-Gary Moore. I think it was.
Yeah.
He wasn't the guitarist.
Snowy
then.
White, was it?
No, Scott Gorham. There were two guitarists.
Yes.
Scott Gorham was one of them. I can't remember the other.
Okay. Now I've got a couple of songs on my Spotify playlist from Thin Lizzy, and I'm loving it. I must get into the because you have to listen to an album from start to finish as well. I think it's always
From
works
that
better.
era, they were put together like
They put
that.
together on the
Yeah,
album.
with that in
Certain
mind.
songs went on the album, and then they were chucked other songs.
There was lots of
So that
deliberation
fit.
in those days
Yeah.
about what went on the B side and the
Yeah.
order of tracks. Now with random or shuffle, it's just
Yeah,
not important
it doesn't
anymore.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter too
Yeah.
much. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, and photography.
Oh, Candid.
Oh,
Hey,
Cambridge
hey,
shots.
nudge, nudge.
Tell me about your photography. Birds and stuff. You've got bird watching and photography.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I took up photography.
Okay.
Bird photography in
Photography
particular.
being a strong word.
Gary says he's strong. Well, he's not as much of a bird lover, Gary. I mean, that goes hand in hand. Bird watching and photography. Are you into the birds as well? Into the birds as
Yes,
well?
yeah, Brenda and I are both sort of hooked on this birding thing. She's
Okay.
got her own bird book, I've got mine.
Yes.
But she doesn't do the photography side of things.
Yes.
But she does the pervy binocular thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Strange.
looking at this bird. Oh, look through the window there.
Yes, yeah. And me with that long lens, it's a
Yes.
monster like that. You
Okay.
can't go anywhere near the beachfront
Oh,
with
yeah.
a camera like that.
Really?
No, I found that out quite early on.
Oh, really?
I didn't realise how pervy it was.
Oh, yeah.
Going along a beachfront with this long camera and seeing things and you aiming, and you sort of start getting odd looks, and it took me a while to cotton on why.
Oh, my word. So, Gary wants to know about your photographic exploits. What have you been? I mean, do you go out on a field trip and go and do stuff?
There's various. It depends on weather.
You've got spots.
There's definite spots, yeah. And if you like, you go up Lady Slipper
Yeah,
to
okay.
the radio masts there, and there's
Oh,
particular birds that you find up there you don't find anywhere
Birds of
else.
prey?
No.
Not.
And they're not religious at all. No.
No, of course not.
But then obviously Addo, you've got a lot more of the sort of Karoo, even though it's not Karoo yet.
Yeah.
But it's you've got birds out there
Okay.
you won't get in town.
Yeah.
Wildflowers.
come around here.
There's loads of places. Yeah, the valley is a good one.
Beautiful here. I'll tell you what. There's lots
Yeah, I
of
walk
birds here.
in during lockdown, I was,
Yes. Oh.
I'd sneak out of the house because we're so close to the edge of the valley.
Yes,
and
yes.
into the valley.
Oh, it's lovely,
Yeah.
And it's true that the bird life it gravitates towards you. We took 2 eagles that come up and they fly up every day. You see them coming back toward the sunset time, and they just glide along. They pick up the thermals on the side of the hill to Mill Park there, and the little birds always
They're going for them. Yeah, they're like Jack Russells. They don't get their own size, not at all. Yeah.
You know, like these huge birds with big claws flying, and then there's little birds like, hey, get away, hey, get away, bugger off, you bastard, get away from my nest.
No, it's a very relaxing pastime, and I really enjoy it.
Well, come past here and I'll make you a cup of coffee while you're taking photographs of.
Yeah, well, I'll hang out at the pond down the bottom here, and I'll just WhatsApp you when you can bring it.
I'll bring
to
it
me.
down. I'll bring it down to you.
Sounds better.
All right, I think we're done. Oh, the guitar building was the other thing that you do.
Oh yeah. For some strange reason, I decided I wanted to build my own guitar. Yes, luthier. Yeah. I can't remember what motivated it to start. I just wanted to build an acoustic guitar. And I got lucky, and it turned out pretty nicely. I still use it as my flagship guitar. I've got a Martin D18, which is my pride and joy for years. But I prefer my own homemade one.
guitar.
And yes, there's an emotional attachment, but it sounds good. It really does. Yeah. By sheer luck. I mean, I don't know what I was doing.
No, obviously you're a bit OCD, so you get the stuff.
Very particular.
Yeah, particularly you get it really well.
It took hours.
You need a mind like that and a focus.
Yeah.
So you've got that focus, eh?
Yeah.
You can sit for hours. Do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bird watching.
It
as
is.
well.
It is. Yeah. It's
Fishing.
Fishing. No.
Not because I think that's a similar vibe.
I've never done. Yeah. I maybe. Yeah. It's maybe fishing is for people that aren't fond of their wives.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe a lot of wives go fishing with their men. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But normally it's a love for drinking. I think fishing.
Ah, yes. The fishing problem.
I've got a fishing problem.
Yeah.
And so and the guitars. I mean, have you made a lot of them? Maybe you do
6 or 7.
Wow.
And I've never made the same one twice, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Not the same shapes. I've always done I've done an archtop jazz guitar, the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I made a nylon string classical for Dave Goblin.
Acoustic guitar, jazz, archtop.
Archtop, hollow body acoustic, but with pickups.
All right, okay.
The Gibson sort of E150 style.
Yeah, the big, like Chuck Berry kind of.
Yeah.
335.
It's got F-hole.
Yes.
Instead of a big sound, it's got the.
It looks like the big Chuck Berry, but electric guitar.
Yeah.
And it feeds back wherever you. Yeah. Doesn't matter where you put it.
I learned a hard lesson when I was doing the jazz guitar because I needed the shape of that F-hole pattern.
Yes.
So I googled it.
Oh, not a good idea.
No.
Oh, the F-hole. Yes. No, that's
Don't
not a
do
good
it,
thing
folks.
to get.
Don't
Don't Google that.
No.
Don't Google it. This is the descriptive scientific term you were looking for that amount of focus, and that is boring.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So you're more boring.
It's from Bora Beetle. Yeah.
Yes. So Colin plays a mean game of bridge. How do you?
Oh gosh, yes.
You're more boring than I thought.
We used to play a lot of bridge.
Really?
That was also more about the drinking.
Do no trumps.
Yep.
Hey, do that. Are you playing bowls at all?
Hell no.
Okay, not yet.
No, not with these knees.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah.
All right. I see we've got some. It's Caroline Morgan is also just around in Warmer as well. We love that, Caroline. Love that.
Yeah.
We're going to do a bit of a getting to know you session now. I know we've been talking about getting to know you the whole time, but we're going to just do a short getting to know you session.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Okay. All right. Gary says we must ask the interesting questions here for a change. I'm always quite light on the guests, sometimes with these questions.
I think I need a gin.
What's the craziest or most out of character thing you've ever done?
Probably jumping off the Blokeron's bridge.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's heavy. I don't think I'd do that.
It was for my 40th birthday, I think, that I did that. It was.
No, you see, you haven't got children, you see.
Yeah, I wanted
Life
to check,
means nothing to you.
Yeah, I thought 40 was quite old at the time, which is quite funny now, but I needed to check that I still had a pulse.
All right.
And I did, and also found out that my bowels are in fine working order as well.
Excellent. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was actually quite beneficial. Yeah.
Excellent. Good
But
clean out.
yeah, it's I'm not really an adrenaline junkie, so
Yes.
that was a bit.
I'll refrain from the colon jokes. There we go. I think everybody's made them at least once in the comments as well. Okay.
I can't see.
I know. That's lucky you can't see because it's all colon.
You're all
colon
mean.
net. There we go. Your biggest splurge. Where have you wasted the most money on?
Other than drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go back to
Probably the camera gear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was quite an indulgence.
Indulgence, yeah.
Yeah, and I also had to get around the fact that I spent a lot of money on this on Brenda's birthday. So I bought this massive camera for myself for Brenda's birthday. Yeah.
So, like, Brenda, I've just bought you a very expensive camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
And an XR500.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And a slab of lint.
Yes, one of the, so I finished the others.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're not married.
Yes,
Still not
we're
funny,
Still
though.
not married. Funny how that happened. Here we go. Jane's got a story. Yes, tell us any stories that you have for Colin. Please remind him, and we can talk about it, Jane. Mum and Dad gave you a toilet roll and a pair of underpants for your jump.
They would.
Yes,
they would.
so
My
you-
folks were like that.
Yes, they've got a sense of humour.
Awesome sense of humour, yeah.
It's the English sense of humour, which you and I share with Monty Python.
Yes,
I know,
absolutely.
I
Yeah, I
know that.
just can't help it.
From when I was young, I always remember Colin and I would always be trading Monty Python licks.
Yeah, when I came back from the UK after that year that I was telling you about, when we went and lived there, I came back with Blackadder tapes.
Oh,
and I came around and I would watch them with your folks.
My dad.
Yeah,
Yes.
he loved it.
No, he absolutely did. My dad did enjoy Blackadder.
Yeah, and I remember Philippa was there as well. I remember you guys were...
We were going out now. When we were 15, 16. I know.
Not Gino and I.
No, Philippa and I. Colin and I was just more of a casual relationship. The most embarrassing story from your childhood. You got one?
Okay, yes, I'll get in before Jane does.
Oh, right.
I used to wet myself a lot.
Oh.
I think
Scaredy
everything
cat.
was so interesting, and I was so involved with stuff that I couldn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have the time to go to the toilet, so I'd pee my pants, and I'd try and convince people that it was just a shadow. But fortunately, I grew out of it by the time I was in my early 40s. I guess, yeah. But yes, yeah. I think.
Oh, well, that's good. That is. I can't. I don't know how that stops. And look, a lot of children have that problem. So don't feel.
I didn't see it as a problem.
No, look, he's just
That's the
checking.
problem.
Gary's just checking to see if it's okay. No. Thankfully, you grow out of these things, Colin. But we won't. I'll try not to give you any frights today.
That gin just went straight through me.
Is there something that you're terrible at?
Cooking.
Cooking, you're not cooking.
Ironically, being in the food
Yes,
industry.
food in the food. But Brenda's the one that handles the production.
Yeah.
The sales.
Yeah. The easy job.
Yeah, right.
No, I can't cook. To
Yes,
save
yeah.
my life. Oh,
Terrible.
awful. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Not even steak and eggs.
Not especially steak and eggs.
Steak's gonna be.
Yeah, no, really, it's just not another thing.
Okay. Any strange quirks? Any things you do in your daily routine that are a bit superstitious or?
Brenda does think I have a bit of OCD.
OCD. No.
For instance,
saw that.
these mic stands and things.
Yes. Too many cables.
Yeah, they're not straight, and also the legs aren't 90 degrees to the wall.
They're not. They've been stood on.
So
every now and
I've
then.
been looking at those, thinking, should I
Checking out
change
how
them?
things, yeah.
So yeah, I've got some weird things.
Okay, a
Like,
couple
and
of things.
if I'm making a cup of tea and coffee for the two of us, my cup has to be on the left.
On the left-hand side. Oh, really? Okay, always.
Weird
always
things
on the
like that. I'm not OCD.
Oh, you
I know
left-handed?
it's a more serious
You're
thing.
not
No, I'm
left-handed,
not.
no.
But quirks. That's what they are. It's not
they
OCD.
are. It's for no good reason.
No good reason at all.
Yeah,
No.
I get it.
But it has to be so.
Okay, was it time that you screwed up royally? Like, if something comes to mind, like, business-wise, or,
Yeah, earlier this year,
Oh,
I broke Brenda's car in spectacular fashion.
oh, did you crash it?
No. I drove it without oil.
Oh,
So it
the
cost
light
about-
was on.
Yeah.
You just didn't worry about putting anything
No,
in.
I thought they'd be good for a while.
You mean the light would go off when you go around corners?
When I turn the engine off.
Oh, no, light goes off.
No
turn it
more
on, and it
oil,
only
yeah.
comes after a
Yeah.
couple of seconds.
Yeah. So they cost
Lots of
about
oil in here.
that cost about 20 grand.
Oh, okay. No, that
An
was
engine
big.
rebuild. Yeah.
That's
So,
that is.
yeah, I've never been particularly technical.
I'd class that as screwing up.
Yeah, it was a screw up. Yeah,
Honestly.
I'm still paying for that one. I don't mean financially, I mean emotionally.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, Brenda trots it out at every opportunity.
I remember the car, eh? You
Yeah.
know, when you before you go buy your camera stuff, big long lens. Okay, to counteract that, the happiest moment that you can remember. And it's so nice having somebody that hasn't got children, because they always say that my happiest and proudest moment was my birth of my child. But we can't say that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I suppose there's lots of cheesy things one can say. Happiest moment. Probably listening with Pick and Pay, as boring as that sounds. It was like we needed it so badly.
Yes, at the time. Okay.
That it was like,
We've done it.
can it be true? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Imagine if you'd listed with Spa. Imagine how that would have
Oh,
been.
sorry, yes.
That
yeah.
would have been much
Have to
better than
stop,
that.
Stop
you know.
with this.
You know. No, it's fine.
I'm
It's
sure
fine.
it is, yeah.
Spa, very understanding. If this place thing had been sponsored by Pick and Pay, and if we talk about Spa, oh god, then there would be
Absolutely,
trouble. Trouble.
yeah.
But Spa are much more understanding than most other brands. How do you feel about the fact that you might end up alone when you die?
Well, I don't plan on going anywhere, so I may as well be alone. You're gone.
How do you think Brenda will feel when she's alone when she dies? Because the way you're going, you know, honestly, Colin, I mean, drinking every night.
There was a no kids reference.
Yeah, that's clearly one of Gary's questions there. Okay, how's your life been different than what you imagined? Did you have a...
Well, I'm not a
some sort of
fighter
plan?
pilot.
Oh,
Or
you're
an
going...
F1 driver.
Were you going
which is
RAF
quite a
route?
let down.
Oh, F1.
Yeah, I mean, what kid doesn't want to be?
I know.
you know?
Do you enjoy the F1? Still watch? You still
I
watch?
actually recently started watching again after about a
Good.
10-year absence.
Good. It's been good.
And yeah, only halfway through this last season.
Yeah. Good time to
and-
start.
Yeah, and then discovered there's a whole Netflix thing.
Yes, have you watched now?
I've started, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's,
And now especially
Good
going into
stuff.
this next season. Amazing.
yeah, no, I'm hooked.
And the cars are looking amazing. I don't know if you've seen the cars, but they
Yeah,
the new
yeah,
designs.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, lots changed in 10 years. All the rules
Yeah.
and regulations and the whining and bitching.
It was much less whining and bitching and more crashing and going and
Yeah, it was all, 10 years ago it was all about the drivers. Now it's,
Yeah.
now it's the whole legal department gets
It's
involved.
a science now, you know.
Yeah.
Les Fairs, so good to see two old pupils that achieved so much. Thank you, Les Fairs.
Yes, I remember
Les.
Les.
Les from Clarendon
Yeah,
Park,
yeah.
deputy headmaster when
Yep.
I was there.
Yeah.
Les, I hope you're doing well. And Carol, your wife.
I know his daughter Mandy.
Mandy as well.
We used to get together if she had nothing on.
Oh, right.
And play guitar, and she would sing. Nice
Oh,
voice.
lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. Oh, no, and Les Fairs, of course, the institution there at Clarendon Park.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. If you could go to any concert, past or present, what would it be?
Oh, it's easy. Tommy Emmanuel.
Tommy Emmanuel.
I know it's not very, very rock star, but it's more to check that it's real.
Yeah, it's
That it's not using mirrors.
or like computers or something.
Because I mean, the guy's phenomenal.
Sped up.
Or sped up, yeah.
Yeah, he's got
No, he's-
musos in the wings that you can't see on
Yes.
film, filling in these.
No, he's phenomenal.
No, it's just unbelievable. So I need to go and make sure that it's actually legit.
I mean, that wow factor, if you want to see the wow factor, you're right. But, you know, after one song, then I do get a little bit bored.
I find that with a lot of musicians, a lot of music generally.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about listening to an album in its entirety.
Yeah.
I really can't do much of that anymore. I need that shuffle.
Well, not certainly
playlist
not
on
with-
shuffle. I don't like listening to the same thing over, particularly guitar instrumental, strangely
Yeah.
enough. And I'm careful when I played at Folk Club that I don't bang on.
Yes.
3 tops, 4 tops, and then get off.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to go and do the what's it? ADD. Can't keep focus for very long. So you're going.
It's the audience that can't keep focus, and,
Yeah.
and I'm getting it from their point of view because I get the
Yes.
same thing. Like even with somebody as phenomenal as Tommy Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I can't watch it for long.
You're right. But there are albums that you can listen to. Like, I mean, if you listen to a Floyd album, or if you listen to ELO, for instance, I've been listening to ELO albums, and I find if I listen to the whole album,
some albums are like it. Love Over Gold for me is one that I'll listen to right through. It's only got 5 tracks, but I mean they're like 10 minutes each. Kind of thing.
It's Private Investigation.
Yeah. Telegraph Road. Yeah, amazing album.
Yeah, it's all the rolling eyes he sees in the front row, says Gary. From after the first Tommy Emmanuel play, they're like, there's Sean Coast saying, "How's it, Colin?"
Hey, Sean,
fantastic.
Long time.
We were just saying, we were talking about the Crowley sisters and wondered if you remembered the Crowley sisters. Because you're an on-the-go fundi, you know. I think Dion Matthys is also an on-the-go fundi too.
Yes, yeah.
But the Crowley sisters doing backing vocals and probably singing as well. I don't know.
Did they play with Maiden Voyage, Teeny Smith?
Teeny Smith and those guys. It could have been.
Maybe.
Well, Sean will know.
Wendy can put
Who
us
did
right.
the Crowley? Well, even ask one of the Crowley sisters who they sang with as well. That's fantastic. Your biggest weakness and your biggest strength.
Biggest weakness, cheers.
Cheers. I'll run out. You know,
and biggest strength is still getting up the next morning.
All right. Making it through the night. Helping me make it through the night. All right, I think it's time pretty much for our either ors. Colin, we're getting towards the end of the show. We have some. All right. Either or. Would you either winning in the lottery or finding your soulmate?
Oh, lottery for sure. I can buy my own soulmate.
You buy your own one after that.
Sorry.
You're going home to Brenda, but you're not going to get any Mickey Noosh Noosh tonight.
No.
Test the waters or dive in the deep end?
Winter or summer?
It's a better the weather.
I think I'm a test the waters type.
Yes, put your toe in first, just check it out first and then go.
Yeah.
Bad breath or body odor? You can only choose one.
To have or,
Yes, to have.
or to endure?
You're going to have bad breath or you're going to have body odor. Which one would you rather have?
Wow. Yeah.
And you can't not choose one. You have to choose one.
In other words, you're going to get rid of one.
Wow, that's quite,
Then you're going to have the other
I think I'd go with, no, jeez, that's a tough one.
Rather just jump off bridge.
Yeah, I'd dive in the deep end.
Rather dive in the deep end.
Yeah, maybe,
Got a mask.
I think body odour.
Yes, rather have body
Because we could
odor.
all have body odour
Yes.
to a degree, but bad breath is a whole lot of excuse.
Yes, you can try and keep your arms.
It's just disgusting. Yeah. No, I'll go with body odour, please.
Well, I mean, apart from the smell of urine, which clearly follows you around a lot.
Yes, I was used to that. Yeah.
Okay, art museum or history museum?
History.
History, like that. No, nothing for the arts. Oh, nice. Very nice, Colin. You're living a very boring bird watching, photography watching.
Sorry to all the artists, Hazel and others.
Bowls and bloody history museums. You know, what's it going to teach us?
No, too much of a good thing like Tommy Emmanuel. I can't watch I can't go around wall after wall after wall
of history.
And,
art.
So.
But art is not just walls of paintings, you know.
Yeah, maybe that's where I
thought
go
you'd
wrong.
been to the Louvre.
I stood outside the Louvre.
Oh,
yeah,
did you?
yeah,
Oh,
the
nice.
queue was too long for.
All right,
bugger,
so
it's
off
just
to the
art.
history museum.
Yeah, off to the history museum. There you go.
Damn you, Colin Lyall. Would you rather lose sleep or skip a meal?
Lose sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, skipping a meal, then.
No, I like food.
No.
Can't cook it, but I like eating
He
it.
likes it. He's all right with eating it.
Yeah.
Okay, last two. You see, bargain or top shelf? Would you rather?
Am I allowed to ask what?
Oh, it can be anything. Like when you go and look for something, you know, you go.
If it's
Got to
important.
buy a new fridge. You go
Oh.
bargain, or you go, oh no, I'd rather get the good one.
I think bargain, and it's a trap that I still fall into. Buying cheap and going, oh shit. But I still do it.
Still go bargain anyway.
There's some things that I think, no, I think I'm going to have to go and spend the extra. It's worth it. Yeah.
Yes, good on you.
Like prostitutes.
I like good. Got to
Spend the
You
extra.
get what you pay
You
for.
do,
in
yeah.
the end. Oh my word. Okay, logic or emotion?
Logic.
You realise, you are so boring, Colin. You're so boring, you're actually becoming more interesting.
A study.
You're a study. Painful truth or comforting lie?
Again, to give or receive.
No, it's for you to give. Would you rather have the painful truth, or would you rather, or comforting lie?
Oh, you let me down gently.
Comforting lie. Comforting lie.
Yeah.
Don't worry, business is going very well.
It's not you, it's me.
Jane McKinnon says, fantastic watching. Thank you, Jane. Okay, clean as you cook or clean up at the end? What are you? Final question there.
Definitely clean up at the end. In fact, preferably the next morning.
Okay. Next morning. No, so you put the dishwasher on in the daytime.
Well, I am the dishwasher.
Oh,
in
you
our
are
house.
it. You are it.
And no, it's next morning. I don't want to ruin a good evening
Okay.
with domestic chores.
Well, what we're going to do now is we always ask our have you had any terrible gigs where something's gone completely wrong? Your proudest moment and your most embarrassing moment, or your moment when something's gone completely wrong on stage, or it doesn't have to be on stage. Come anywhere.
We used to, when our band was called Rhythm Method with Alex and Steve.
Yes, the one that I played with. Yes.
Yeah, and Zepp.
I'd forgotten with Zeppy.
Yeah,
Zeppy on bass.
Man, and we used to plunge its country into darkness with our dodgy equipment on quite a regular basis.
Yes, plugging the amp and the plug isn't in properly.
Yeah. Or you spill a beer. I spilled a beer over my bass amp.
Oh no!
And it just sparks.
Because
it went down the back.
You played a lot of bass as well.
I did. Yeah, fretless.
Fretless as well. Yeah, I remember that.
And a 5-string fretted as well. Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, so you're plunging. That's a it's a different one.
Yeah, but at least in the cover of darkness, you can slip away.
Yes.
Before it was Jacques de Koning, I think, in those days. Before he found you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's country. Those places. Yeah.
Didn't want to be collared by Jacques.
And your most embarrassing moment and your proudest moment. I know you've spoken about the Pick and Pay thing, but is there a proud moment that you can remember, even if it's music wise or whether it's something else?
Making it to the centre stage band.
Oh, getting the nod for the centre stage band. Well done. Oh, we like that answer, don't we, Gary?
I was proud of that because centre stage has a name and a reputation and a quality to it, you know.
It has. It's not just a bunch of palookas, you know. It's not just a bunch of palookas.
Okay, you could put it like that.
Well, it is.
It mostly is, but you get away with it.
All right, I think I don't know if Gary's going to do it, or we're going to do it.
Christmas.
Are we going to play off with a Christmas? We're going to play off with a Christmas tune, and we need to know one of the people that was playing on the Christmas song, the Christmas album, or the name of the Christmas song that Andre was speaking about. So you can give it, but not Andre. You're not allowed to say Andre. You've got to say one of the other guys that's playing on the.
Who were they? Tell us their names.
No, we can't. We've got to watch them first.
Give us a clue,
and then we'll see.
And I'll win the case of.
And we'll win the case of Fitch and Leeds because we've got Fitch and Leeds here. We've got Fitch and Leeds in the studio as well. We're going to send you a case of Fitch and Leeds probably after the Christmas period because this is our Christmas show. Merry Christmas, everybody! Fantastic to have you all aboard. This 2 years has been amazing as well. We're going to be carrying on into the 3rd year now of Gino's Spot. After this, we're going to be having a few shows, and we're going to go. We're doing a little bit of a history of the shows as well, because we've had 200 odd shows over the 2 year period. We've had such interesting moments. We're going to put them together for 2 or 3 shows we're going to do now coming up over the season, and we have a great break, you guys. And every Tuesday, every Saturday, Gino's Spot. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. And let's have a look at the video. Give us the name of anybody in the video that you see, or the name of the song itself.
Here to stay, warming day with darkness gone away. facing down to the ground. It's glistening all around.
All the candles lit, reveal glowing light, changing hearts and new days in sight. Keep looking for a tree that's sparkling bright. Trees where little faces finding light. Mom and dad still hugging tight. It's all the things a family ought to be.
Christmas Day, they say Santa's on his way. Got a wish from me to you, not feeling alone. Christmas Day, got my family here to stay. Let's open up our hearts in a loving home. The smell of Christmas cooking fills the air. Everywhere, while Santa's in his chair. Even though I'm so accustomed to this place, every face hits my mind from empty space.
Now the word of love shines a glowing light into my heart just to get it right. Now my tree has changed its shape into a cross. There's a bigger gift flowing down to me, Bonnie, me and my family. There's a greater thing that's coming from its source.
Christmas Day, they say Santa's gone away. Got a wish from me to you, not feeling alone. Christmas Day, got my family here to stay. Let's open up our hearts and a loving home.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, joining us. Thank you to Fiction Leagues and thank you to Spa for their support, and of course Amovia for our internet and Fat Cats for our food, and of course our Keith for the punches too. They've been fantastic. You know, it's been an amazing year this year as well. We've grown so much with the show. We've had incredible times. Have a happy New Year and an amazing Christmas, guys. It's coming 2 days' time. It's Christmas, and the winner is Brian Wilkinson. Brian, you have won. Indeed, you were first on the trigger. So we'll be getting that pitch and leads to you as well, hopefully before Christmas, if we can make it. That'll be fantastic. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the festive season, and we will have the shows every Tuesday, every Saturday. It doesn't stop. It's relentless. Every Tuesday, every Saturday. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you at the next show.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Gonna drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.